I think Cube Zero was Cube 3 actually considered the better of the two Cube sequels, perhaps because it was closer to the spirit of the first film. Plus, it decided to try and give some backstory, a bit of humanity to the proceedings. I happen to think that it's look, it's a reasonably fun horror bash if you're okay with this sort of thing. You know, I mean, there's a vaguely but not explicitly directed video slash DVD quality about the ethos of Cube 2. I don't know if it's the performances, the production values, or it kind of knowing where it'll be seen. You know what I mean? It kind of knows that there's some people with some time to kill are just going to be watching it at home. This is no one's great night out. It might be a reasonable night in. And so there's that hovers over the proceedings, I suspect, when they're creating something like Cube Zero, and it imbues the end result with that. It doesn't have to be necessarily a bad thing. It can contribute to a film's claustrophobia. I suspect. I'm pretty sure Beyond Reanimator, the third one, is a direct-to-video slash DVD, and I knew it would have been. I think all of Brian Yuzna's work was around that time, and so as a result, it has a certain small screen, almost consciously small screen aesthetic. I could be mistaken, but it comes across that way, and I think that's kind of interesting, even if it wasn't intended. Or I could be projecting that possibly. In any instance, Cube Zero. I really did like Hypercube's attempt to expand upon the science fiction of the original film's premise. It took things in the most organic and interesting way possible, arguably in some respects. If you viewed my previous upload, which is for Cube 2, I felt that the execution was uneven, particularly in the second half. All the same, Cube Zero is actually, in terms of, it was pointed out how Cube 2 could be considered a bit of a disappointment because it gives away some of the mystery which was so appealing in the first film. Cube Zero is worse with giving away mystery and kind of reducing the cube to some Running Man-esque punishment in a totalitarian government is not nearly as interesting. And a tied story about is it The Conversation meets The Lives of Others. Well, The Lives of Others wasn't even out yet. It was 2004. Yeah. So it becomes somewhat... Oh, there's another film like that. What's Season of Terror by Koji Wakamatsu, and I think I swear there's something other than The Conversation which has this premise. Probably stole it from The Conversation, but I don't remember what it is right now. In any instance, Cube Zero. I like the idea of the Cube trilogy as this kind of, especially the Cube sequels, is less like in places like I check movies. Sometimes there used to be this cult of these movies are actually genius, and they're not, but like we love the idea that they are. And there's this secret hot take, and all the critics were too pompous and ivory tower to notice that these films were the most adventurous and exciting experimental works in the medium since Michael Snow. But obviously this is not the case. You could almost want to make this argument about Cube 2 more so, which I'm probably going to say is the stronger of the two sequels, although in a formal sense, I understand how in a certain rigid high school English class sense, this film is, well, it fulfills this, it's functional, and it's okay, but I prefer the experimentation and the audacity of Cube 2. Or, let's be real, the superior film here is Cube 1. Stay on this page for another day or so, and you may or may not see the upload for Cube 1997. Don't wait here for a day. Come back a bit later. Better yet, never return. No, even better than that. Do whatever you like. It's your prerogative. Do as you're so inclined. I think we'll close it here. Thanks again, everyone. I appreciate it very immensely. Thank you for letting me waste your time yet again.